Yes, ma'am, it is. Good evening, everyone. Before we begin formally, let me present the flow of the program. We will begin with a welcome address, followed by a brief introductory video of the university. Then we should invite the esteemed representative from the University of South Florida for the presentation. Then we should request the resource person to ask a few questions raised by the audience in the Q&A segment. We shall conclude the session with a vote of thanks.
No matter how talented or skilled you are, you will never reach your full potential without expert guidance. Students need guidance to explore and plan for their future, and this should be done based on their skills and abilities. Participation in guidance programs provides academic and career based experiences, helping them to decide their future.
It gives me immense pleasure to wholeheartedly welcome dignitaries from the Ministry of Education, Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Honorable Chairman of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman, members of the various Board of Directors, CBSE officials, distinguished members of the MOE in Oman, officials of the Embassy of India, Sultanate of Oman, Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the Honorary President of the School Management Committee, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, presidents and members of the school management committees of all Indian schools in Oman and from other schools and boards from across the globe, principals, vice principals, heads of various departments, coordinators, teachers, parents, staff, and all students of all participating schools. A very warm welcome to all present here virtually with us for this session on day 8 of Avenir 2021. We welcome you all once again.
Your hosts for this evening are Timothy Koshi of class 11 and Aparna Rajesh of class 10 from Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir.
Dear audience, it's our pleasure and privilege to have you all here with us on this journey, transforming your dreams into reality.
Dear audience, you are requested to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the description box towards the end of the session. Filling this form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate.
Today, we are honored to have with us an eminent representative from the University of South Florida, Mr. Stewart, who discussed programs and courses the university offers. A preeminent research university located in the heart of Tampa Bay, the University of South Florida is dedicated to empowering students to maximize their potential for lifelong success. USF is the fastest rising university in the USA, according to the US News and World Report 2021 Best Colleges ranking. High impact global research is central to USF's mission as one of the only 3 preeminent research universities as designated by the Florida Board of Governors. USF is guided by traditional ideals of higher education, but the mission as an urban grant university is so much more than that of traditional establishments of higher education. USF offers 88 bachelor's degree programs, 105 master's degree programs, 49 doctoral degree programs, and 2 specialist degree programs under 14 colleges. Now, let's watch a video presentation about the University of South Florida.
Hi there. Welcome to the University of South Florida. where the Bulls run and where some pretty amazing things are happening on and off campus.
A few years ago, we were in the same place you are now. Where do I fit in? What should I be looking for?
And that's why we can't wait to tell you how we feel about USF. Better yet, why don't we show you?
Take a look around. Here at USF, we have over 40,000 students representing all 50 states.
And more than 130 different countries. But most importantly, USF is big on personal attention.
And we're one of the most veteran-friendly schools in America.
Uniting students from every walk of life and every perspective.
The classrooms are designed to provide one of the best learning environments for us, using the latest technology. So how good are the professors? See that guy over there? He was just named one of the top professors in the country. Now that's awesome.
Welcome to the new USF Smart Lab, which brings science, math, engineering, and technology to a whole new level. Smart.
Did he tell you that USF is one of the nation's top 50 research universities?
Recognized by the Carnegie Foundation. Fewer than 3% of universities ever make that list.
It's true. We're one of only 2 Florida universities to make it onto the National Science Foundation's top 50 list.
And now, USF is topping the charts globally.
Ranked 10th among universities granted U.S. patents.
Top 10 is pretty cool. Just like USF, recently named one of America's coolest schools. With our location in Tampa, we have great weather and we are close to some of the best beaches in the country. Plus, there are great opportunities to get involved in this community.
Speaking of worldwide, USF has study abroad programs in over 25 countries. Check this out. Hey Melanie, how's Japan?
USF Study Abroad program is awesome. I can pursue my major and have the experience of a lifetime. And just look at this view.
There's new housing to make living here more comfortable. More than 500 student organizations appealing to every interest. New athletic fields putting USF sports teams on the map. A new student rec center that's nationally ranked. And a newly renovated Sundome, home to Bulls basketball and volleyball.
And some amazing concerts. Pretty impressive, all right. But here's the key. Because USF offers over 230 degree programs, there's something for everyone.
Backed by a faculty and staff that's dedicated to you and your future. We even have a state-of-the-art degree tracking system.
To make sure you have everything you need to graduate.
And to succeed, this is where you fit in.
This is the University of South Florida.
This is where the Bulls run.
That was indeed a splendid video. Now, I call upon our presenter for the session, Mr. Stewart from University of South Florida. Over to you, sir, for your presentation.
Thanks so much, everybody. Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm glad you're here. I hope I give you some useful information about the university now. So as I said, my name's Stuart Howells, and I'm based here in sunny Tampa. Now, as I go through this presentation, obviously, please, if you've got questions, I look forward to answering them at the end. First of all, when people think about Florida, this, I think, is the first thing people think of. The beaches, the theme parks, Disney World, Busch Gardens, all of these great experiences that make Florida the #1 tourist destination in the world. And I'm here to tell you, having lived here for 2 years now, it's all true. Florida is amazing. It's a great place to be living. It's a great place to be spending time, anytime at all. What people don't always realize is that not only that, but Florida is actually pretty much the best place in the world for higher education. The US is ranked the #1 country for higher education in the world. Florida is the best state within the US for higher education and has been ranked at since 2017. So we have a consistent, long-standing reputation for higher education here in Florida. So not only do you get to spend your time in paradise, you also get to spend your time in one of the best university systems anywhere. Now, talking about the university, who are we? What are we? The video gave a great introduction, showed you a little bit of campus, but what does that all mean? So we talked about tier 1 research university, we talked about preeminent research universities. These are all fantastic statuses which speak to the reputation of the institution, to our focus on research, development, and how we support our students. At USF now, across our 3 campus locations, we actually have just under 50,000 students studying at the university. Currently, just under 5,000 of those are international, and the number of countries has gone up. Now 140 different nationalities at USF. What that creates is an incredibly vibrant, international, very friendly and welcoming campus community. We'll talk a little bit about the 3 campuses in a moment, but we are now, after a change that happened last year, what we call #OneUSF. So bringing together the 3 University of South Florida campuses as one institution. We talked about rankings and we've mentioned some of the rankings. I don't like rankings, if I'm honest. I'm going to talk about them quickly and then you can decide for yourself how important they are. So my colleagues here introduced USF. They talked about the fact that we are officially America's fastest rising university. No other university has achieved what USF has done in the last 10 years. We are now ranked number 46 public university, 103 in the national rankings. The ranking that really means something to me and I get very excited about is actually the second one on that page. Number 3 in the US and top 30 in the world in the Times Higher Education Impact Rankings. The Impact Ranking measures universities' progress, support, investment in research towards achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. This is basically about making the world a better place, eliminating poverty, clean water for everybody, all of these things that I think are high and noble goals. USF is one of the top performing universities anywhere in working towards those, successfully achieving those goals. Other rankings, other numbers on here that I think will be important to you. Top 5 in the nation for student success. USF has got to where it is, has been successful because of our students. And because as an institution, we have put their needs and focusing on their success at the heart of everything we do. So we are ranked consistently one of the top universities for supporting our students and making sure that they, at the end of their degree, are successful. And of course, as you think about the cost of study, number 15, best value out of state, we're also now ranked number 2, best, most affordable college in the US for international students. So when we'll talk about the cost, I hope you understand what that means to study at USF, but we are now ranked number 2, in fact, and best affordable colleges for international students specifically. Now, as we look at the degree programs we offer, we have 12 academic colleges, plus the Judy Genshaft Honors College. And Honors College is something I'm very happy to talk about if anyone has any questions. But if you are a high achieving, ambitious student and you're getting great grades, the Honors College offers the support to make your journey even more fantastic. Dedicated counseling, dedicated tutoring, small class sizes, extra levels of support for those high achieving students. At USF, across our 3 campuses now, we offer over 100 bachelor's degrees and 170 master's and PhD programs, 40 of which do have that STEM designation. So what do those degrees look like? Now, I couldn't fit all of our degree programs onto one slide. I did try, it looked ridiculous. So this is some of our probably more popular degree programs across those 12 academic colleges. Of course, some of our most popular colleges are going to be the College of Engineering. This is home to our computer science, computer engineering programs. The College of Business, also incredibly popular. Big degrees in their area, supply chain, the business analytics and information systems program, entrepreneurship, especially, all very popular programs in those colleges. But we do offer, as you can see there, a broad range of programs across multiple subject areas. And I saw a question pop in about pre-med. I'll get in there early and answer that one because it's relevant to this slide. To study pre-med, you can study whatever you like. You don't have to study anything. There is no such thing as pre-med. It is just a designation. You do a degree that is of interest to you. Generally, I will say, if you're going pre-med, you're looking to get to medical school, students typically choose the sciences, biology, chemistry, biomedical sciences, something like that, but you are free to choose whatever you want to study. And we do have all those sciences. We do have pre-med advising for students who are seeking that designation. But yeah, we've got the health-related courses, we've got the arts, so if you want to get into architecture or graphic arts, we've got all of these programs as well offered at the university. I mentioned 3 campuses, and I mentioned the fact I'm in Tampa. Tampa is our largest campus, and that's home to 42,000 students currently. If you're going to be studying engineering, computer science, you're typically going to be at the Tampa campus. And it's where probably the majority of our international students find themselves. However, you don't have to be limited to that. If the degree you're wanted or interested in is offered at one of the other campuses, you can absolutely apply and study at that location. Our St. Petersburg campus offers a much smaller environment, about 4,000 students, typically business, education, arts, humanities programs offered out of that campus, but beautiful. Right on the seafront, you can dangle your feet in the water while sitting on campus. It is a truly stunning campus location, great place to spend 4 years studying. Sarasota, Manatee, that's going to be one of our smaller campuses. That's about 2,000 students, much more focused business, hospitality programs offered out of that location. But again, beautiful location, just a much smaller environment for students. All of these are located in what we call Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is the greater Tampa area. Tampa itself, the city of Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, that whole area encompasses this. And it is a great place to live, as I said at the start. There's lots of great numbers on there that say what an amazing place it is. Number 16 most fun city. I didn't even know there was a ranking for the funness of cities, but there is, and Tampa is top 20. So a fantastic, great place to be. But also importantly, as you're thinking about your future, planning ahead, thinking, that's great, Stuart, I want to get a degree, but I want to get an internship, or I want to look at OPT when I graduate and get work experience after I finish my degree. You know, Tampa, #1 emerging tech city in the US. Tampa is hot right now. Hundreds of people are moving here every week as the tech sector develops and explodes. So lots of great reasons to be coming to Tampa at the moment and the Tampa Bay area. It's not all about study, study, study. We do want you to have some fun, get involved. You saw them talking about student clubs, student organizations in the video, ranked rec centers. So we're just on the Tampa campus alone, 3 rec centers, 3 gyms, 2 swimming pools, running tracks, fields aplenty. We even have our own riverfront park. If you want to go kayaking or stand-up paddleboarding, you can do that from the university campus. Fantastic facilities available to students. Over 700 student clubs and organizations now on campus. If we look at across our 3 campuses, that number goes up to nearly 1,100 different student clubs and organizations and chapters. Broken into 5 different areas: special interest, cultural, professional, degree specific, and Greek. So no matter what your area of interest, no matter what you want to get involved in, there's great opportunities to be involved outside of the classroom in things that are going to make your experience better and give you access to networking, to meeting employers, to meeting other like-minded students. So fantastic. 35 of those clubs are international. I know that because I looked at all 700 and counted all of them. So, fantastic. If you want to get involved, there's great international student club societies. Indian Student Society is very active on campus. Then we go into the sports, and the sports goes on, and there's so much to get involved in. It's not all about the classroom. We want you to come, we want you to study hard, but we do want you to have some fun whilst you're doing it. So, great opportunities there. Now, when you're thinking of traveling halfway around the world to study abroad and get that experience and study in Florida, it sounds amazing, Stuart. Let's be honest, we know that mom and dad want to know that you've got somewhere to live and that you're going to be safe and you'll be well cared for. So here we have housing. At USF, we do not require students to live on campus. A lot of universities, you require to live on campus in your first year. At USF, we do not require that. We definitely strongly encourage it. And honestly, you're going to have so much fun living on campus. It's a great way to make friends. You're going to have a roommate. Your roommate will be your first friend you make when you get to campus. I studied in the UK, but I had a roommate. I'm still friends with that person to this day. So it's the first friend you're going to make. Fantastic facilities. These are some of the types of housing we have at USF on campus. Living on campus, you're also going to be signed up to a meal plan. So you're going to have all of the food you could possibly want at your fingertips. The swipe of a card, you're into the dining hall. Wide variety of foods. I myself eat there a little too often, put on a few pounds, but it's a fantastic facility, a fantastic experience, and very much part of the US college experience. Living on campus, having your roommate, going to getting involved in all the clubs and the live-learn communities that we offer as well. And if you are in some of our specific programs, we do have what we call live-learn communities. So engineering has one. The advertising program in the College of Business has one. The Honors College has one, where you'll be living with students going through the same academic journey as you. And you'll have additional tutoring, you'll have events that are specific to your major from day one living on campus. That being said, you don't have to live off campus. You don't have to live on campus. You can live off campus. Top tip for you, if you're thinking, Stuart, this is great, I'm signing up, I'm coming to USF, but I want to live off campus. Here's a top tip. That little map, that's the bus route. That's the USF Bull Runner off-campus bus network. We have an on-campus bus network as well. This is just the off-campus bit. When you're looking for housing, live next to somewhere on that bus network, because then getting to campus will be nice and easy and free. Show your ID card, get on the Bull Runner, magically you're whisked onto campus and to your lectures. So top tip for you on selecting your housing. Now, we've talked about the degrees, but what happens next? I mentioned internships, I mentioned OPT, getting work experience after you graduate. What is USF going to do to help you with that? So, fantastic Central Careers Service. Dedicated international student careers consultant. He's a former international student himself. He knows what it takes when you're looking for OPT, looking for internships during your studies. Wide range of services offered within the Careers Center. We're going to help you every step of the way. We even offer a job search course for credit. So if you're in midway through your third year, you're like, I need one credit. I just need one. Where do I find one credit? Great. Get a credit, do a job search course, learn how to search for a job. We've got you covered. So fantastic programs offered throughout the program, every step of the way, how to learn how to search for a job, resume writing, interview practice. Hey, we're even going to help you get dressed for the interview if we have to. We're going to give you a suit and a tie and a shirt and whatever you need to be ready for that interview. Hundreds of employers are coming onto campus every year. In an average year, over 800 employers attend USF events and are meeting with students. We offer 2 big campus-wide careers fairs every year, one in the fall semester, one in the spring semester. Throughout the rest of the year, employers are coming on individual programs. So the College of Business often hosts major-specific careers events. So does the College of Engineering. So does the College of Arts and Sciences. Very specific in bringing in employers that are specifically looking for the skill set that you have in your degree. So very targeted. Plus, every day I walk into the College of Business, there's usually some employer set up, having a stand, answering questions from students, talking about the opportunities there. So great opportunities to connect with employers all throughout your studies. But what does that turn into? What does student success at USF look like? Hopefully you're familiar with something called OPT, Optional Practical Training. This is the option for students to gain work experience after you graduate while still on your student visa. This is my OPT data. This is USF's OPT data. This is where we've got students, how many students are studying right now, where they're working. Currently, 47 of the 50 states have USF international students gaining work experience. Although interestingly, over a third chose or found opportunities in Florida. I mentioned earlier, Tampa's exploding. That number is only going to go up as more and more companies are moving into the area and offering opportunities on the doorstep. And the companies at the bottom, that is where we have international students hired and working right now. I'm sure we have American students working at these companies, but actually this is our international students employed at these organizations. So that is a snapshot of what student success looks like at USF. Just gives you an idea of what happens. A couple of other things that I want you to think about. I mentioned at the start, we're a research university. What does that mean? What is our research? Everyone says it. What is research? What are we doing with that? So a couple of my favorite examples of the research we have at USF. Top right of the slide, that's Dr. Marvin Andujar in the background. He is based in the College of Engineering, Computer Science, Computer Engineering department. He's doing some amazing work with human brain computer interactions. The clearest example of this is the brain control drones, the ability to fly a drone just by thought. It's scary. I don't know how it works. And I failed miserably when I tried. The drone just crashed. I don't have the brain power to control this thing. But the technology, I saw it work. It is amazing. And all the implications that has for how we as humans interact with machines and computers and all these great things. That's very much an example of one of his research areas. The bottom right, Dr. Daniel Ye, he's what he's called the new generator. This is part of what I talked about at the start, about clean water for the world. So that generator can literally be dropped in anywhere in the world. It's already in use in South Africa, China, and across India, offering villages or schools that are off the grid clean water. That technology has now been shrunk, the bottom picture, and is currently being tested by NASA for their next mission to the moon. So technology developed at USF will potentially be giving clean water to astronauts on the moon in the next few years. Talking of going to the moon, if you like to blow stuff up, if you like to make things go with rockets, we have things like the Aeronautics and Rocketry Society. They compete across the country, nationally, building rockets, and things explode. But it's great opportunity to get involved in research. And as an undergraduate student, I really encourage you to think about this. If you choose USF, great. If you choose another university, no matter what you're doing, think about getting involved in undergraduate research. It's a great opportunity. There's very clear reasons why to do it. Now, undergraduate research might be working with a professor. It might be getting involved as an assistant, as a research assistant, even as an undergraduate student, and working on their research projects. It might be developing your own ideas, your own research. And these examples on the slide, these are undergraduate students running their own research projects. And because they're such good projects, USF, National Science Foundation, we're giving them grants to help fund this research. So great opportunities to make yourself known in your field, to network, to get to go to conferences. And you'll see there the reasons. Academic achievement. The data shows us students who get involved in research get better grades. So if you're really focused on, you want that 4.0 GPA, this is a great little hint and tip to get involved with. If you're thinking about graduate school, having undergraduate research on your resume, again, it's going to make professors think, oh, this is some new can-do research. Great, I'm interested. Career readiness, same thing, skills, developing those skills you need. I mentioned networking, and just all around you get more opportunities to be involved. Conferences, as I mentioned, things that other students may not have access to. So no matter where you're going, wherever you're taking your degree, this is something I highly recommend you look at, consider when you're choosing your degree and your university. So if you're thinking, Stuart, all that sounds amazing. USF sounds great. How do I get in? Great questions. I'm glad you asked. So admissions requirements, you can see here. At USF, we do require the SAT. It is a state rule. All Florida public schools require the SAT as part of the university system here in Florida. We do use a sliding scale. So the higher your GPA, your high school grades, the lower the SAT we require. However, as you'll see in a moment, high GPA, high SAT equals scholarship. Magic words. So if you are taking the SAT, we strongly encourage you to get the best grades you can. It's going to help you with the scholarship opportunities that we offer as part of our admissions routes at USF. You'll see the minimum requirements there. For undergraduate students, we don't typically require the IELTS or TOEFL. We require them to meet English through the SAT. So as long as you meet the minimum SAT scores, you don't need to take another test. One test's enough for everybody. For students who maybe GPA's not, your high school's not quite gone as well as you wanted, or you can't take the SAT, or you don't want to take the SAT, I don't blame you, but we encourage it. We do offer what we call the International Year 1 routes to admission. So it doesn't matter what your profile is, we potentially will be able to help you with a route in. But as I said, I'm sure that you are all fantastically high achieving students, 4.0 GPAs, and you're planning to take the SAT, in which case, great news. Please do. That's our admissions requirements. As I said, happy to talk and answer questions or work with your counselor on what that looks like for USF after today. Let's talk about money, costs of attendance. What does that look like? I mentioned at the start, the USF, number 2 best affordable college for international students in the US. What does that mean? That means direct entry, that last column, our estimated, this is estimated cost of attendance for tuition is $17,000 a year. Let's just thinking. Top 50 ranked public university, $17,000 a year. Yes, so that's the published price. That is the estimated cost. That means a 4-year degree for under $70,000. That is fantastic. Now you can see why we are ranked number 2 best, most affordable college for international students. That's that. Let's talk about scholarships. So as I said, you are going to be required to submit the SAT. Our scholarships, these are only offered in fall. So they're only available for students starting with USF in August. And there is a deadline to apply. But those scholarships, they vary from $1,000 a year up to waivers of $12,000 a year. So if you are one of those top performing students, A, apply for the Honors College, you need to do that. B, you're potentially going to be paying around $6,000 a year in tuition. I know, it's great news. So this is incentives. Study hard, get good grades, get good SAT results. Those scholarships, as I said, the way the application works, you do need to have submitted an application by February 1st of the year you intend to join the university. You do have until May 1st to complete your application. So if you don't have an SAT when you apply, that's okay. You have until May 1st to submit it, as long as you've applied by that February 1st deadline. And on that good news, that is USF. Thank you very much. I know we're going to take some questions now, but yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It was truly an enriching and empowering session. Sir, may I now request you to answer a few queries that have been raised by our valued audience. May I request the teacher moderator to ask the questions posed by the audience.
Good evening or good morning, Mr. Stewart.
Hi.
Your presentation, as you said, I think you have addressed almost all queries. It was an elaborate and comprehensive presentation. However, I just want to raise some questions which have been asked by these attendees. Okay. The first question, you were talking about the career fair, but what is the percentage of intake by the employers? Is it 50%, 100%? How is it?
That's a great question. I will tell you, the way we report data in Florida, that's a challenging number for me to try and figure out. Florida rules, we report the number of people employed in jobs in the state of Florida. Our employment rate within Florida is probably around 70%, roughly. We assume that the other 30% are finding jobs outside of the state. We don't currently track that data, to be honest. But specific degrees, I mean, I can talk about some of our specific programs. We know computer science at both the undergraduate and the graduate level, they have near 100% employment within 6 months of graduation. We know that from talking to students, very highly sought after degree programs. Same with the business analytics program, incredible employment rates for those specific degrees.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. And the next question is, you have already spoken about the engineering courses. Do you have any medical courses?
So we do have health-related programs. So I mentioned pre-med, and that's a whole different thing. In terms of health, we have the public health, we have health sciences. We do have a medical school. They are not able to accept international students into the actual medical school. And obviously, as you know, in the US, medical school is a graduate program. So you're doing undergraduate, you'll do pre-med, biology, whatever. Absolutely, we have a whole bunch of international students go through that every year, but they are then applying to medical schools elsewhere. We do offer the nursing program as well within the School of Health, as well as other areas.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And the next query is, you have already spoken about the rankings and all other things. So what about the games and sports?
The sports, so yeah, so USF, we are an NCAA Division I university. What that means is our football, what I would call proper football as well, soccer, basketball, baseball, we're all competing at the highest level of university sports at those big clubs and associations. For every other student who wants to get involved, we have sports clubs and what we call intramural sports, which are much more local, have a play with friends on campus. So yeah, we do have all of those.
Okay, another question is about the fee structure. You have already presented that one. Is there any facility of paying in installments?
So tuition is payable by semester. That's the only way it's not a full year, we do pay by semester. And usually the student's required to pay usually within the first week once they've actually registered for their credits. So each semester will be slightly different depending on the credits they register for. That's why we always talk about estimated cost of attendance, because each semester could be different depending on how many credits, what type of credits the student registers for in that semester.
Okay, that's nice. Another question I can see here, are the scholarships available to international students?
Yeah, so the scholarships that I listed on that slide, they are specifically the international scholarships. So those particular scholarships are only available to international students. So yes, absolutely.
Yes. That's fantastic. I'm really mesmerized by the presentation. I wish I joined in your university. Okay, thank you very much. And over to the comparers.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are truly grateful for your relevant, valued, and patient answers to all our queries. I'm sure the participants are enlightened and have got a true picture about the prospects available to them at your esteemed organization. Attendees, do remember to fill in the feedback form. As we have come to the end of this session, I reckon it a privilege to put my gratitude into words. It is my pleasure to propose the vote of thanks. On behalf of Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, the organizing team, and the entire audience, let me first express a profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq for the magnanimous benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower abundant blessings on His Majesty and this peaceful and prosperous country of our residents. We extend heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Mr. Stewart from University of South Florida. Thank you, sir. The session was truly informative and enlightening. It opened up new vistas in front of us. Our deepest gratitude to Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman, and other members of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. Thank you, sirs and ma'ams, for your encouraging presence and guidance at all times. Our sincere thanks to Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the President, Indian School Wadi Kabir Management Committee, and other members of the Management Committee for their overwhelming encouragement at all times. I also wish to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to our tower of strength and source of motivation, our beloved principal, Mr. D.N. Rao. Honorable principals of all the participating schools in the MENA region, vice principals, assistant vice principals, coordinators, supervisors, and the entire teaching community of all the participating schools for their support, guidance, and active involvement.
We are indeed grateful to our platinum sponsor, Studyco, gold sponsors, Jain Group of Institutions, Grey Matter Academics, Sri Ramchandra Institute of Higher Education, and Vellore Institute of Technology. Our bronze sponsors, Middle East College, Thapar University, MIT World Peace University in Pune, and Dallas Baptist University. Our digital partner, Spectrum, and our media partner, The Arabian Stories, for their support in making this mega event a tangible reality. I wish to thank each and every student and parent for their valuable presence in making this session of our Global Career Fair Avenir 2021 a grand event. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. My earnest and heartfelt thank you to my ISWK team working behind the scenes tirelessly to make Avenir 2021 a tangible reality. Thank you all. See you soon for the next session. Take care and have a wonderful day ahead.